Does it work? Oh my gosh, it works. Oh, praise Jesus. Oh, we're okay. I broke everything. He won't notice me? No. Senpai only notices you if you ask. Someone hit me with a raspberry, please. Also to confirm if it works. Ow! I deserve that. Welcome in, everyone. Hopefully you guys are doing good. You did break something yesterday. I did break a lot of things. Badass, I know. This is why I can't be anything other than a quasi-wholesome streamer. I don't know how to flirt. It is what it is. Please don't notice me. Okay, sounds good. The throwing works, yeah. So, I broke. I was actually trying to add things at first. So, my plan was, I'm gonna do all these nice additions and surprise you. It broke everything. Ow! Still smiling at Raz nonchalantly. Oh, whoa. How are you? I'm doing good. You fell in love and broke it. I think what happened is, so the first problem was, I wanted to replace some of the ways that alerts happen and other things. Try to laugh with mouth closed, Raz, and slowly. Sorry. I can't tell stories because I'm too ADHD brain. That's how. that's where I'm at today. That's where. There you go. Lord Byron ate your cables. Yes. Well, it was totally my fault. Totally not hiding something. You're scaring me. It's kind of like I don't have a gun. Like, I want to go home. That hurt. Anyway. Hopefully the people that are lurking enjoy your lurking. Welcome in. Arama. I've been watching a lot of Japanese like videos. It's great. Please don't laugh like that. Is it because I sounded a little bit too much like a clown? I've been told that before. He's a weeb, you know it. What's up, Kerba? Welcome in, everyone. Happy Monday. I broke everything, but for some reason I managed to like salvage it. Sunday night I salvaged it. I was like, it was like 9 p.m. and I finally like fixed well, not fixed. I got everything back to where it was, and then I was like, actually that's a lie. I was watching The Whale. If you've not seen that movie, it is my heart. That movie is insanely good. Brendan Fraser deserved that Oscar. I'll just say that. That's not the laugh I wanted to hear, but thanks, Pixie. It's kind of like trying to say like, what was it like trying to say? One of the things that people have been going around to streamers to say, it's like say 2 words and it makes it sound like you say weird things. Hi Dusty, hi Rye, hi Ronnie. Welcome in. I'm trying not to identify the lurkers. The lurkers are being non-lurky. You were watching? No. It's an actual movie. It's a movie called The Whale that was directed, or like the main star is Brendan Fraser, and it's like it was an hour and 45 minutes, and I was like, oh, this movie ain't gonna be anything. It's gonna be fine. I had to take like, okay, because recently it's been getting cold enough to where like I don't need to have a heater on or an AC. Or sorry, I don't need my AC on, so like, you know, it's really quiet, right? It's very quiet. The movie ended and I sat there in X-ray nozzle. Like I sat there in silence for a solid like 5 minutes, just like, because it's just one of those movies. The Whale. I rented it off YouTube because I'm an idiot. Here, I'll type it out. The Whale. There you go. The Whale. The Whale. Hear that, chat? He doesn't need us to keep him warm. We're deemed useless. No. You guys keep me warm and fuzzy in my heart. I need the heater for my body. That's how it works. BRB, have a good BRB. Tell the electrician that he should pull up his pants. I don't know. It is what it is. My oldest cat is being put down this week. I'm not too happy. I am very sad to hear that. I think that like losing a cat or any animal is like the worst thing in the world. I used to not think that. I was like, whatever, it's just an animal, right? Like, I've never had like an attachment, so to speak. So like actually losing a cat is like horrific. And now I'm thinking like, what about Lord Byron? I'm like, ooh, she's older than I am. That's awesome. And also like terrifying. Because it's like, how do I even phrase this? I get a curveball right at the beginning of the stream. I like this. You guys always keep me on my toes. 1 minute, we're talking about the whale, and the next one is like, how do you deal with the mortality? Memento mori. The good news is you got some time. Make sure they eat some salmon, all that good stuff. You don't.
You need to shut the fuck up.
Bless you too. You know, I almost said bless you to someone today when they coughed. That's kind of where I'm at today. I'm trying to do my best to be normal, and my brain is just refusing to do it. Sorry if I ruined it. It happens. I mean, to be honest with you, like, I think the beauty of this stream, X3 Nuzzles pounces on you, is that we can jump around everywhere. You know? Now, Curva, this is also kind of a bait because I know Curva was here. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go into it. I was like, maybe I can bait Curva, and it looks like hook, line, and sinker. As humans, we don't know the concept of things ceasing to exist, so we cope. You know how I cope? Anime. And VTubing. And sleeping. Also, it's been getting so cold lately, I don't even need, like, the AC. It's so good. I mean, I have a little, like, itty-bitty heater that I have going just to keep my room warm. Actually, who keeps spamming roar? Three Nelson's paps on you here somewhere. That's a lot of okay, that's good. Brain fart? Yeah. I mean, like, let's be real, you know? Do you know the concept of quantum immortality? It depends. Are you talking about, like, immortality through, like going from a biological brain to, like, a mechanical brain? Like, you know, kind of like uploading your consciousness? Or are you talking about, like, something else? I may be wrong. When was the last time I got you, Raz? I don't know. I think you haven't exactly, like, sent any, like, crazy ones recently. So it makes sense. That fucking emote. Like, I want to condemn you, but, like, it was kind of good, you know? It's just like, there you go. Something else, you know, I think that if I had to define quantum consciousness, or sorry, quantum immortality, it would just be permanently being remembered. So, like, make sure you do something that, like, for the rest of history, people remember you. Like, for example, if you're...
Finally be proud of me. I've become an anime boy on the internet.
Not gonna happen. You could be so shitty that you could be a copper merchant that's just reminded every day. The fuck is that? I don't know. That is a white dude saying, be happy. I don't know. There's a Kirk Gazette in a nutshell video about it. Ooh, hell yeah. I do remember, I think it was on your truck sim. Was it? In a series. Yes, Curva gets it. Yes. If you want to live forever, you just need to be hated so much that people talk shit about you in stone. They chisel out how much they hate you in a stone for us to find out how much we hate you 6,000 years later. Who? Why are you spamming? This is like the first stream in like so long that people have actually been using the sound effects or the sound things. I'm like, whoa, this is weird. This is new. Because like we added it and it was like popular for like a month or two and then like no one used it. I'm becoming very slightly famous in the chats of like 50 streamers. That's the best though. Like that honestly is one of the best things you can have as a chatter, because even if you don't want to get involved in the community, like you just want to be in the stream, the fact is, right, you make a difference by just being there, and then like you become a known person, you know? Like it's like, oh, I know who you are. And that is so cool. It's amazing. And then all of a sudden it turns out I'm actually Satan himself. Satan? Nah. Satan moves silently. You type. But no, like for example, I'm things are breaking. Don't really know what that was, but you know what, we ball. At least my I was like, you know, Satan me never. Exactly, you get it. Like, okay, I've been in a few chats before, right? But there's only really been one where I really stuck around, and
shut the fuck up.
The whole point of the stream is for me to talk. What do you mean? What? Sorry, I don't have boobs. Who's spamming those? I actually don't know. I haven't even, I just see the thing and I'm like, I don't even know who's doing it. I'm gonna be real, I don't know who's doing it. Remember everyone, if you don't sin, Jesus died for nothing. See, we are getting, this is insane. The chronology here was cat dying, quantum immortality, Jesus. Jesus is the answer, okay? Jesus fucking Christ. I'm not religious. I just said that to my Christian friend once. Quantum? See, you get it. Cal's like quantum. It was like quantum immortality, but my brain is too fried for that. My goal for this stream was to get on and talk about how I like genuinely wanted to die after watching like The Whale, because it's such a good movie. It was only an hour and 45 minutes, but it's still messing me up. Extra nuzzles. How? What was the other thing? Wait, the Outdoor Boys. The Outdoor Boys are releasing like 3 more videos. They did one like Saturday. There's going to be another one this coming Saturday. I'm very happy. It's kind of, I'm not going to lie to you. It's kind of the one, like, it's like a breakup, you know? Because I've been watching the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel for like a very long time. Like at least 3 years. So like finding out, I mean, he's stepping away so that like he can be with his kids, which is like baller based dad thing. But it's just like, you know, those are comfort videos, right? Like you watch them because you're like, man, I'm stuck in the city. I can't go camping. Man, I want to see someone in Alaska go camping. Like that's what you want to do. But seeing him like back up and only do like 2 more videos, at least for what we know now, and it's just like, oh, it's rough. But I think, you know, what's more important than all that is like, I don't have anything to replace him. Who else am I gonna watch go like camping? Well, I do have one guy. It's this Australian dude called the Good Pirate who like, he's on a catamaran and he drives around. Actually, fuck that story. I want to talk about something else. Like with Curva, like how you were saying, like being known in people's chats, like that's legitimately the best thing, because I think that like there's 2 elements. The first element is like whether the streamer recognizes you, right? Which sometimes like if the streamer is dumb, which is like I'm part of this too, like they'll just forget. And it's not like because they're forgetting you, it's because of the fact that like after stream, your brain kind of just dies and you kind of forget a lot of things. And then for sometimes you get really lucky in the next stream you remember stuff, but it's like your brain kind of shuts off. Hi, Chumbuzzy. Hello. But I think like there's the streamer knowing you, right? And then there's the community knowing you, right? Like I think it's really easy here, at least because we have the privilege of having like a small chat. So like if you want to talk, like it's not like, it's really easy, right? And I typically try to do my best to read every chat, as long as it's relevant or like I can do something with it. But the other thing too is like you know, the biggest pull and the biggest thing that's enjoyable about it is the fact that like, yeah, like you literally like, yeah, if you say something, like I'll see it. Does that mean I'll read it or interact with it? Not necessarily, but you know, as you go on and on as a streamer, you have to realize like some things work better. I get the chatters going, oh hey Curva, there you go. That's how you know it. Yeah, it's like I hate quantum is awful. It's like watching 2 scientists in the corner like throwing hands with each other. I almost saw it happen once, and I really wish they hit each other, because I would be like, there'd be no damage, because like they're both like 100 pounds, like they've never thrown a punch in their life. Like I want to see this happen. Sadly, they were wise and they're like, oh, we're not gonna fight. Oh, damn. I get and I've never seen them before in my life. Yeah, it's like, I mean, because the thing that's interesting is that you never know what your impact is on people unless they tell you. I feel like as a streamer, there may be a lot of assumptions that you have as a chatter or as a lurker that I just don't know, right? Like, you know, sometimes it's a little bit more obvious. Like, for example, let's say if you're an ASMR artist, right? You're a VTuber that does ASMR, right? There's a lot of the like Nene Amano. Like, she does a lot of like borderline GFE stuff, but most of her stuff is just like typical ASMR. But like, there's a lot of people that rely on that in a psychological sense of like comfort, you know? And as a streamer, you can kind of, you know, unpack that and figure that out. But if you don't do something as like clear cut as that, you know, you end up like not really knowing. Like, did you know I had to stop doing ASMR because it got too popular? You know, it was too much. People were just like, I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle the flame. I got burned. I had to get out. That's your did you know fact. I get less of the recognition and more, haha, that's a funny name. Well, I think the main part about it is like, and primarily is, you don't know what your effect is on people unless they let you know, right? And you can't force it, you know? Sure, like being yourself is the most important thing, but the other thing too is recognizing that even if you are the most interesting person in the room, the most entertaining, the most funny, that doesn't mean that you're gonna get recognized, you know? So it's just like you try to do your best, you know? To make a lot of problems. I feel that. I feel that. Work is hard. But I think that is the best part of being a chatter or lurker or anything like that. I look for the reaction. Yeah, like the thing about it though is that you have to be careful because it's all like, if you do it too much, people get used to it. If you don't do it enough, people forget. And you have to find that perfect medium, and it's really hard, you know? I mean, that's just like in everything, right? Too much is too much, too little is too little. Where's that golden medium, right? Like with me, I think that one of the things that I have a lack of is like perspective in terms of like what it's like to be a viewer, because I'll never be a viewer of my own channel, right? I'll only ever be a streamer. So it's like I have no idea what's good about my stream or what's bad. I can make an inference, I can make a reduction, I can make an assumption, I can make all these, you know, synthesis, you know, blah blah blah, but you know, at the end of the day, I'll never know. I may understand, I may have an idea, but that doesn't mean very much because it's like, I can't really confirm it, you know? But as a chatter, as a lurker, whatever the case is, like, you know, if you happen to become a known individual in the community, like, you know, you've been there for a long time, people, like, they're not recognizing you necessarily for what you do or what you provide, but it's more so just like, oh, I know that guy, you know? Like, there were, in some people's chats that I used to watch, like there would be guys who like be in there all the time, and it's like, oh, it's them, right? And I never typed in chat, but it's like, yeah, I definitely, oh, it's you, hi, you know? Kind of like they're kind of, how do I put this? They're like micro celebrities for the micro celebrity. And it's like, that's really cool, you know? When you have Bussy in your name and people are like, that's unhinged. I've seen so many names over the year plus that I've been doing this that like I'm desensitized, but it's also like nice. Get away with it when you can. Yeah, I hated geometry too. I mean, I'm not a math guy. If I was a math guy, I know if I was a math guy, I'd do physics. But I'm not smart enough. Well, I'm smart enough for it. I just don't have the effort. I can't be bothered. No. And I have such a like mediocre understanding of the fundamentals and basics that it's just like, eh. Like if I can't visualize the math going on, I am hopeless. You know, if you're telling me, hey, can you map, you know, the gravitational pull of an object or of a planet on an exoplanet? That's not bad. I can visualize that. But if you're like, hey, I want you to measure the distance between two quarks, and it's like, well, thankfully you have the Planck constant, but it's just like, you know, doing a double major for college, screw that. I mean, well, first and foremost, well done. That's gonna be really hard, but also like hella good. 2 majors for the same year price, 4 years, 2 degrees, hell yeah. Best thing you ever saw was Juicy Booty Top. They trashed on my magic deck, followed and left. See, like people, and the thing is that even whenever you're in a chat, like you don't have to leave a necessarily positive like effect in order to be remembered, but it's like, it's not important to be remembered. It's more important about being a part of the community. Cause it's like, yeah, you may be known as the guy, but if you don't feel connected to the thing, it doesn't matter, you know? Godspeed, my man, good luck. Yeah, double majoring for math, communications and robotics, hopefully. Ooh. Lockheed Martin is calling. Lockheed Martin, hello, would you like to build bombs? Oh man, I thought about that when I was in college. I was like, do I want to go and like, because I mean, I figured out what I wanted to do in my first year of college. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and I dedicated myself to that, and I still, you know, I'm there. But I was like, what if I did something else? Like, what if I did like, I don't know, anything else? And I couldn't do it, you know? I'm unfortunately one of those guys, if my heart's not in it, I just don't care, no matter how good I am at it, you know? I want to try and get a more academic degree since communications is good but basic. Yeah, like communications, I mean, it's like, I don't really know what you can do with it, you know? That's a bomb. Patrick, help. I think like, I don't think it's necessarily like problematic, but I can't really think of a really like surefire, like if you go into robotics, like you have so many options, but it's like, if you go into something a little bit more general, it's harder to find something, you know what I mean? Distance between quarks is particularly a rough one because you can't isolate quarks to... That's why I don't understand it, Cal, because I can't see it. I can't see it in my head. It makes no sense. People say that but forget marketing departments exist. Well, true, yeah, but the thing is that, like, in my experience, they don't hire people from communications for marketing. They hire MBAs, BBAs, and, like, accountants and other things. It's weird. You'd think that they'd hire the people that like would be more creative and all that. No, they don't. They kind of hire the same. Because like marketing is just like it's a massive meeting that happens 365 days a year. You know, it sucks. For a second, they were gonna say BBL. Yeah, BBL, BBA. Yeah, double majoring, big booty. Big bootylicious and a bachelor's of business administration. Yeah, I got a backup if business doesn't work. Much more art than much else thinking about going to art school. Hell yeah. Data analysis and data scientist jobs. Yeah, but it's like, I think that for the vast majority of people, you know, there's a job that puts money and food on the table, or puts food on the table and money in the bank, but there's a lot there. You want to look for a job that you're willing to do for the rest of your life, you know? Because the thing is that, like, you know, you could become 35 and like switch careers. I've seen people do it. It's not a big deal, but it's really nice to be able to be a consummate professional in your field, you know? Like, there's people that, you know, they got out of college and they immediately start working in their field and they've just been like going ham on it. And they're like really, really far because they have years of experience, right? And they're also really good at their job, so it just kind of balances out. But, you know, I mean, there's no such thing as like a fail. There's no such thing as like too late. You can literally do whatever you want. It's just how easy is your start going to be, you know? I will not have any communication slander in my small home. I'm not slandering it at all. I'm simply saying, like, in my experience, that's what I've seen. But keep in mind, like, I'm just one dude. I'm not the representative of the entire United States, or I don't even know if you're American, right? Like, you may be somewhere else. But I think, like, you know, because my perspective is like, what is the higher probability of being hired, you know? But the fact is, it doesn't matter. You know? Like, even me, who has like really good accolades, good resume, all this stuff, it took me forever to find the job I'm in right now. Okay, and my resume was fucking ironclad. All right, well written, very well, you know, it was beautiful. Still is beautiful. Took me forever. You know, it does not matter. Just sick of people downplaying. I think, yeah, I mean, everyone downplays the degree because they think only about money and leverage, right? They think like, oh, well, you know, if you have an MBA, for example, well, BBA, because let's keep it simple, right? Like, let's keep it equal. Like, a BBA, technically speaking, has more reach than a communications degree, merely because of the fact that, like, a BBA is, you know, quote unquote, meant to be like enabling you to run your own business and a few other things, right? Whereas communications is a very specialized field. It's meant to serve a very specific, not niche, but specific field. It's not necessarily supposed to be, it's business, but it's like, it's not really. So like, there's these weird lines that get drawn. And the thing is that no one knows what the hell is going on, right? No one knows what the hell is going on. So, I mean, even people who get master's degrees and they go into the workforce, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know. Like, college doesn't prepare you for work. College prepares you for the interview to get to work. That's about it. All right. Unless you're like in like physics or math or something like that, then like obviously that's like directly, or nursing or blah blah blah. But generally speaking, like if you have a quote unquote generalist degree, there you go. One of my students is in his 50s. You can start out over whenever. It may be rough, but you got, yeah, because it's like, honestly, I think that when you get to a point in life where you have a roof over your head, even if it's not you own your own home, just like a roof over your head, food in your belly and you can pay for the things you need to pay. It really doesn't matter how you get the money. You just need the money, you know? What did you break? I broke everything. My OBS and stuff. Thankfully, we got it back, but we're good. Hi, Tabby. Still in high school, so I'm not there yet. Yeah, I mean, like, the most important thing is getting into college. Like, the hardest thing in your life is going to be getting into college, and then if you want to get into, like, a higher education, like, you know, or rather, like, get into a master's degree or doctoral program, like, that's going to be the hardest thing. Then once you actually get into the workforce, pretty easy. It's not bad. I mean, I shouldn't say it's pretty easy, but it's like, you have like a few years where you're like, I don't know what's going on. And then like you kind of figure things out and then you're like, I don't know what's going on. But like, you know more. And then like you keep doing that until you just make that noise, but you know what you're doing, you know? That's about it. You know, nothing crazy. Shout out to those with art degrees though. You guys are slandered too much. I mean, the problem is that, I mean, this is legitimately the problem. The problem is that everyone looks at degrees as return of investments and what they invested. So for example, if you spend $200,000 on a bachelor's degree, you should be expected to pay back that bachelor's degree in a reasonable amount of time with the profession that you paid for. Unfortunately, because art is not something that's as easily to make money with as, for example, a doctor or a lawyer or something like that, it's looked as lower on the totem pole because of its earning potential. But the problem is that like, you didn't go to art school to make a lot of money. You went to art school to get really fucking good at art. Like, that's it, you know? But the thing as well is like, if you really think about it, it's about your perspective. If you're only thinking about, okay, what jobs makes the most amount of money? Become a lawyer, become a doctor, become an engineer, become blah, blah, blah. And then yeah, there you go. But there's a lot of people that become doctors, become lawyers, become engineers, blah, blah, that are like, fuck this. And they 5 years after they're in the field, they're like, I'm out. I can't do this anymore. This what it is? Learn to weld 6 months at most, you get good money. Yeah, it's like, there are a lot of blue collar trades that pay really well. Some of them don't require you to bust your like ass all the time. You know, a handyman, electrician, plumber, you know, there's a lot of professions that people literally allow our society to exist merely because we don't want to fucking do it, you know? Doctoral programs are rough, but not as bad as everyone says. Yeah, of course. I mean, doctoral programs are difficult because you're trying to earn a PhD or a doctoral degree while you're also working, because almost every doctoral program requires you to like teach as like part of like ways to cheapen the price of everything and all, you know, they got to get their pound of flesh just for you to get in the door, you know? But you know, if you can balance the work life with, you know, classes and then your own research, it actually kind of, it balances out because the teaching helps the writing and the writing helps the teaching, and it's a positive feedback loop. And then typically most of the doctors that get that pass doctoral programs typically teach anyway, you know? We all have our enemies though. The people who say college is a scam financially, yes, academically, no. The thing about college, right, is it is a scam if you go into college for a financial return, but you get a degree in something that isn't financially viable. So for example, if you do a $300,000 art degree, but you only make $30,000 a year, that is a financially negative return on investment. Is it a stupid decision? No. It just means that I hope you knew what you were getting into, you know? 2025 word of the year. Agentic. Interesting. Which reflects the increasing autonomy of AI. Other ones include vibe coding, 6-7. Weird. Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that. Ooh. You can't treat higher ed as a career preparation. It's not a sound investment on that lens. Well, the problem is that like it all depends on the lens you're viewing everything through, right? Whether we're talking about like how we view a doctoral program, how we look at colleges in general or specifically, or everything else. Like it depends on the lens you look at, right? If your focus in life is to do what you enjoy, it does not mean that it's going to be financially viable for you. You know, like for example, like let's say right now, the highest, you know, joy that I could have in a business sense and professional sense is being a VTuber. Sure, I could do that. Would not make a lot of money. Would not be able to support myself singularly off of it. So I'd have to get another job. Well, I'd just keep my job that I have, which I like, in order to substantiate that, you know? I'll probably just burn out to graduate double major. Well, if you get through it, it's pretty good. It's very American work culture thing to view educational attainment only insofar as you can make money off of it. Well, the problem is that, like, that is the biggest problem with it, is the fact that if you go in the hole $200,000 and you can't pay off $200,000, your entire financial history for the rest of your life is completely fucked. Your credit gets screwed if you can't make the payments. God forbid the thing defaults. You know, there's all these things that affect your financial quote unquote health that impact your, even if you were able to make the money necessary for owning a home or other things, you know, you're going to have a negative thing because that exists as a liability on your account, you know? Have fun playing Battletoads, Dusty. I'll just pass on a serious, like, okay. But I've always said from the get-go, you know, if you're like, Raz, how do you feel about college? I think that if you go into college, you need to pursue an academic or a pursuit of anything that you truly love and enjoy and you're also good at. If you can't find that, it'll only ever be a hobby or a really shitty job. But if you can find something that you're good at, something that you enjoy, something that is both, you're going to work every day of your life, right? But the thing is that you're going to enjoy it. You're not going to wake up and go, oh, I hate this, right? Like, in my entire career, I've had some really awful fucking days, awful years, awful months. But I never went, oh, I want to quit. I want to just like, meh, screw this. Because it's like, yeah, it was a bad day, bad month, bad year, whatever it was. But it's like, I like what I do. And that's the important part. Because, you know, and it doesn't matter whether it was financially viable, because even if it wasn't financially viable, let's say like I was literally so broke, I was earning minimum wage, right? You don't need a lot to survive. Like that's the big catch, is that you don't need a lot of money to survive. You really don't. When you really think about it, you just need to eat, you need to drink, you need to take a shower, you need to go to the bathroom, you need to have clean clothes, you need to have a roof over your head, maybe a car depending on where you live. You know, there's like, once you have those, you're good. Are you going to have nice things? No, but you're not going to die. Our problem begins when we start wanting fancy things. I want a bigger apartment, a bigger car. I want to make more money. I want to have this stuff. And it builds and builds, and you have to control it, you know? That's why, like, you see a lot of people, they make $900,000 a year, but they're still flat broke. And it's like, you know, I may be insane, but I didn't think a STEM bachelor's was all that insane. I mean, like, the thing about college is that it isn't actually that hard. Are there hard classes? 100%. Are there hard disciplines? Absolutely. But college itself, compared to everything else you'll ever experience in your life, is actually pretty fucking sick. You know? I mean, if you're lucky, you don't have to work during college, so you literally get to spend all the time you need to work on it, even though you know you won't. You know, there's all these things, but I was a loser in my first community college. Who cares? I mean, like, when I was in high school, I was like, you know, I'm not going to know any of the people that I know now. I'm hoping that when I'm in college, I'll meet some people that I'll know for the rest of my life. That didn't happen. I tried, but it's like, the thing that's weird about friendships is that when you get after college, you're not really friends, you're acquaintances, you know? You know this person. Like, oh, I had class with you in, you know, I don't know, junior year. Or, hey, like, I remember you from this activity or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, whenever you meet them randomly out in the wild, that's when you kind of re-ascertain your position with each other. And it's like, what can I get out of you and what can you get out of me? Can we be symbiotic, you know? And it's stuff like that. It's very transactional. I don't mind it, but it's just like, that's how it is, you know? But friendship, it's hard, you know? I bought vinyl every day and lived off snacks and food. I mean, that's every college student. Like, no matter how rich you are, you still live off, like, you still drink out of red Solo cups. You still, like, eat crappy food. Hell, I don't drink out of red Solo cups, but, like, I still eat crappy food because I'm too lazy to fucking cook sometimes. I'm like, damn, I'm tired as hell. I don't want to spend 10 minutes cooking, even though it'd only take 10 minutes. So I go to McDonald's and it takes 20 minutes to get the food and come home. I'm very stupid. I talk to VTubers more than my old college friends. Well, yeah, because they're more similar. They're more on your wavelength. That's one of the beautiful things. Like, that's one of the reasons why I got into VTubing, was because I wanted to meet more people that were like as stupid as I am, you know, or whatever the adjective word you want to put in there. But it's like, I think that when you're trying to meet people online, you have to, like, there's an intentionality, right? Like, you have to be intentional about making an effort to meet new people and so on and so forth. But the thing is that you can't force relationships, you can't force friendships or anything like that. So it's like, either it works or it doesn't, you know. Sometimes you're really close with someone, sometimes you're not. You just have to play that game. It's no big deal, you know. And I don't mind it at all. I lived with my grandparents as well, so I sat around laying on the bed doing nothing. I mean, I used to do the same thing. There would be days I was like, I don't want to fucking do anything, so I wouldn't. I would just spend 3 days doing fucking nothing because I was like, I don't want to. Nah. That's it, you know. Don't force relationships, hide my subliminals. Well, the thing is, like, I think it's really important to recognize, like, there's no value in crafting a persona to people to make people like you, because then they'll like that persona and not you, and then you're fucked. So there's no point in creating it or perpetuating it. Like me, I'm not 100% honest with everyone. Like, I'm not like, ha ha he ha ha ha, you know. But it's like, I'm not going to fake a part of my personality just for whatever reason, because I just don't care. Have there been times where, like, I wanted to because it would be advantageous? Yeah, but I just didn't, because I was like, I can't be fucked. I noticed a boyfriend subliminal hits in my YouTube recommend. Yeah, because it's like, that's how it is. And that's not a bad thing. It's just, it's how it goes. How did we get here? I was going to complain about, like, how sad The Whale made me, the movie The Whale made me feel. And I was going to talk about how the Outdoor Boys did a video, and I was like so happy to see that, despite being sad that I know it's going to end soon. And then here we are talking about college. What a stream. What a stream. What a stream. How do we do this? How do we get here? I'm a manifestation freak, so Lamau, are you a Capricorn? I wish that, like, manifestation was, like, real. Like, people tell me it is, and I'm like, a Cancer? Hell yeah, I was close. It started with the C. See, I knew you were a Cancer. See, I knew it. Oh man. But I think that at the end of the day, most importantly, I really enjoy streaming. I really enjoy all these other things that come along with it. And I think what's nice is, at the end of the day, like, even though today was actually a really good day. I don't know why I'm kind of like saying, like, oh, today was a really good day, but it's like, I'm tired because I didn't sleep very much last night. I couldn't go to sleep until like 2 a.m. And I think it was because I was enjoying the cold weather so much. I was just like, you know, it's real to me because I need the sanity that I'm not a fat loser. I mean, like, you can change both of those things. Even if you were those things, you can change both of them, right? Like, just lie to yourself. Just say that you're a winner. It works every fucking time. I literally do. I lie to myself all the fucking time, and it works out so well. Every morning before I get to work, I hit a particular section of my route, and I'm like, today's gonna be a good day. And I'm manifesting. I'm doing that, right? And guess what? It has actually made my days better. It is the dumbest shit in the world, but it works, and I don't know why. And it just works. Lie and then get humbled? I mean, so what? So what if you get humbled? You know? It's not going to change anything. Like, if you are like the angriest person, right? And people say, oh, you're angry. That's not going to make you less angry. That's not going to make you more angry. It's just going to remind you that you're fucking angry. That's it, right? But you have to make a conscious choice of yourself, whether you want to change that or keep it up. And the problem is, it takes a lot of effort to change that. Some of us are overly sensitive, of course. But at the end of the day, you know, sure, it'll hurt our feelings, it'll affect us. But the thing is that in terms of, like, actually, quote unquote, not changing, but redirecting the energy, is just lie to yourself. Just like, yeah, no, I'm not a fat loser. I'm a skinny winner. I don't know. And just keep lying to yourself until it's true. You people are too mentally sane. Where's my crazy at? I don't know. I have noticed, ironically, that I'm not like other male VTubers. I don't have like some weird like thing going on. Like I see a lot of VTubers and there's always some sort of like horrific story that they have. And it's not a story, it's like their actual life. It's not like, no, like awful home life, awful experiences, like genuinely like, whoa type stuff. And I'm just like, how, what? And I'm over here and I'm like, I've had my things happen to me, but I'm not exactly like, I haven't really gone through too much. I like to think I've gone through things, but nowhere near like some of the stories and things that I've seen. Male and female VTuber alike, which also is one of the reasons why it explains like Twitter, like cancellations and like Google Docs, because people just like go on a fucking like mental break and they just like, I'm not like other male VTubers. I respect boundaries. I'm kidding. I don't even know. What's the current slander against male VTubers? Y'all live, laugh, loving over here. I'm like, who are you? It's not live, laugh, loving. It's recognizing that it's easier to say that today's going to be a good day rather than saying today's going to be a shit day. Because if you say today's going to be a shit day, it doesn't matter. It's always going to be a shit day. But if you say, no, today's going to be a good day, you're going to be hoping and praying that things get better. And then if they do, you're like, whoa. I don't partake in slander. That is not a friendly joke. No, I'm sorry, Kobo. I'm speaking from experience. I used to hate myself, but there's our ways to overcome it. Yeah, because it's like, I think the first most difficult part of the entire process is recognizing that you're never going to be perfect and going, yeah, you're always going to have something wrong with you. Every day for the rest of your life, you're going to have something you don't like about yourself. And it's not about trying to eliminate all the things that are bad or terrible about yourself. It's about mitigating the effects, right? Like if you're self-aware, right? Like you get very angry when people smack around you. You try. What did I say? What? Am I being laughed? Is my opinion that bad, chicken? Is that what's going on? I'm being pecked at by a hen. I don't like this. Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. Yeah, because it's like, you're never going to be perfect. But also at the same time, you're never going to be like the complete opposite where you're going to be completely shit. Even in your darkest of days, there's going to be a good thing about you. And that's the unfortunate part, is that you realize that. You realize, yeah, no matter how bad I get, there's still going to be good things about me. Okay, it broke again. Well, the throwing system, my hated. I'm too self-aware for the good day thing. It's not about self-awareness. It's about the fact that what you think and what you say becomes your reality. It's not even manifestation. It's when I say that, I'm like, okay, today's gonna be a good day. I've said those on days I was like, this is gonna be a fucking horrible day. And the thing is that I get to lunch and I'm like, yeah, today's been awful. But you know what? I'm gonna go home soon and that's gonna be great. And it's not a happy-go-lucky thing. It's more so recognizing that things end and even the bad things go away after, like over time. Yeah, you can't go in every day thinking it'll be bad. The only way for things to get better is be a little irrationally optimistic. And it's not even irrational. Like, you're gonna be like, I'm too self-aware for this. I'm gonna burst your bubble here. 99% of the days where you said, oh, today was fucking awful, is because you're being a little bitch about it. It wasn't that fucking bad. Like to the people who are like, oh my God, I'm too self-aware. It wasn't that fucking bad. Just 2 or 3 things happened that fucked up your day and you didn't get over it. Sorry. There you go. There's hard love from Raz, and that's the truth. That's the fucking truth. And I've had days where like I've had 4 or 5 things go wrong. Still was able to come home and be like, oh no, this is fine. And the reason why is because I recognize, like, yeah, even when those days were really, really bad, it's just because I just got stuck in the gutter and I didn't want to get out of it. But it was like, though, because of me and I know it. So what? So it doesn't matter who the agent of the thing affecting you is. It's temporary. Like, sure, fucking up, like, I've been there. I was there like 2 weeks ago. Like, I fucked up something at work that shouldn't have been fucked up, and it was fucked up because they were basically shafting all the responsibility of it over to me. So I had to get onboarded. So like things slipped through the cracks. Completely my fault. Fucked me up for 2 weeks. Still said it anyway because I knew that like, yeah, like anyone else in my position, anyone else in my position would have royally fucked it up. But I came back through the cracks. I mean, it was so bad that like my supervisor was like, hey, are you overwhelmed? And I'm like, no, I'm not overwhelmed. It's just like, it's new. Which technically was a lie because I was overwhelmed, but I was overwhelmed because I wasn't ready yet because I didn't have all my ducks in a row. But now I have all the ducks in a row and it's perfectly fine. And guess what? I don't remember how much I hated that. Like 2 weeks ago or whatever, when I was really, really bummed. I don't remember that shit. You know, I don't remember it. I remember what I was stressed out about, but I don't remember the vast majority of things. It's great. But even if like you're the quote unquote like person that did it, the reason you're cringing and you're like, is because you recognize that you made a mistake. All you need to do is recognize, okay, you made a mistake, which you've already done. Second is recognize, okay, what can I do to not do this again? And or how can I improve? And as long as you make a conscious effort to make sure that you improve and you're better, then that's literally all you can do. You can't do anything more. You can't unstab the stab victim, right? But you can put on a tourniquet. You can patch them up. Like you can do things. You won't be able to unwrite the past, but you do get the chance to write the future. That's what I'm saying. I tried journaling. Journaling is only good for like writing down ideas for stream for me. And also like I'm too busy and too lazy to do journaling. Like I tried because I was like, oh yeah, like it's really healthy. And I'm like, I can't keep up with it. It's too much. Yeah, but you know how much of a stupid bitch when I have to add, oh yeah, in high school I cheated on my ex-boyfriend? I mean, yeah, it's bad. But the thing is that you made a mistake. Are you going to make the same mistake? If you're going to make the same mistake, then you should feel bad because you're going to do it again. But if you went, okay, this was bad, I'm not going to do it again. That's a learning experience. You know, you can't undo the past, but you can, like I said, write the future. You can decide never to do that again. You can decide to be a different person. It's up to you. And you don't have to do it now. You can do it later. You don't have to get it right exactly after you make a mistake. You can fuck up 9, 10, 15 times. Just on the 16th, just try to do better, you know? People are very stingy with former cheaters. Yeah, I know, but it's, you know, what can you do? The reality with it is that you can only do so much and just do it. And the thing is that if things work out in your way, cool. If things don't work out in your way, it's probably for the better. A lot of the times when things don't go your way, you should be really happy because like you have no idea how bad it could have been. Like before I got the job that I have right now, like there were some places that I was looking at that I was like, oh, like it wasn't even in my profession. I was so desperate I was applying out of my profession. It's how bad the market was. Well, it's actually gotten worse. And they were like, the pay was shit, but it was a job, right? And I was very close to taking that job because it was going to be easy work. The pay wasn't very good, but it's going to be really easy. It was like the most like brain dead work you could do. Didn't pay very much though. And I vividly remember and recall that I said no to that despite the fact that I really needed it. Now I knew at the end of the day, like I could work at McDonald's. Like I don't have a pride complex. I don't care. So I was like, I'm going to hold on. And just a few weeks later, like, yeah, I got the interview and I have the job I have now. I wouldn't have been able to go to the interview if I was at a job because I'd be at work. You know, I fucked up recently too. I accidentally double booked tutoring today and the students have exams this week. So I really fucked up their study plans. It's okay to mess up and even feel bad about messing up. Just got to come up with ways. Yeah, it's like for every wrong, a remedy. If you have a wrong, if you make a mistake, just have a way to fix it. That's all. You know, heard that from a good friend of mine. He just like, yeah, he was like, yeah, for every wrong, a remedy. I'm like, that's really fucking clever, you know? And the thing is like, it doesn't matter what title or stigma or title or whatever. The fact is that like you get the choice to decide everything. You get to make the choice whether you want to do X or Y. You get to make the choice of whether you think of yourself as, you know, X, Y, and Z. It's up to you. I'm too fat. I feel that. I ate, I had James Coney Island for lunch. Oh, that fucked me up. I was like, I haven't been here in a while. So I drove a little out of the way to get it. Cause I was like, oh, I haven't had this in a long time. And I don't really like it, but I was just like, It was like $17, but I was like, ugh. I ate it and it was way too much, but I was like, I don't want to eat this cold later. Being fat isn't a moral failing. Yeah, exactly. It's like, if you can change it, you don't really need to worry much because you can change it. Is it easy? No. But can you do it? Yeah. There's been so many other people who have done the same thing from a worse situation. Just making your choice and committing to it, Society says otherwise since we're unlovable freaks who never get the hot guy and seen as a joke. Why do you care what society says though? Like, do you equate society to being the ultimate moral gatekeeper of what's good, bad, and otherwise? There's a lot of people who eat fish. Are you a moral failure because you don't eat fish? Society eats fish. Society eats tons of fish, but I don't. Like, it's in terms of the logic being used, that's where it's going, Because I'm a human being and it's in my family, friends, and strangers in life. That's a good counter argument. So then the question remains, this can be a yes or no. I don't want to pry, but is there something that's preventing you from changing your circumstances so that you don't have to deal with society banging down on your head? Because it's very clear that you care what society thinks, but do you have a circumstance that's preventing you from achieving that, right? Like, for example, the argument here is like, oh, well, if you aren't this type of way or this type of person, like, you're negative and you don't get X, Y, and Z, Just like to eat makes me feel happy. Yeah, then why care about if... I mean, it's not necessarily good to equate happiness with, like, a full tummy. But at the same time, what's more important? That's a question for you to, like, understand and also wrangle with is the perspective and the... I guess you could say the mores of society more important than your personal individual happiness. It doesn't have to be black and white. It can be a bit of both. You can have it where, you can eat the things that make you feel happy and joy. Like, I have Kit Kats every now and again, One of the 2000s, yes. Yeah, then you can do it. The birthday boys are, happy birthday! You came at a weird time. We're talking about weird philosophy. Hi, Space Explorer. How are you? Happy birthday boy. Woo, 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 woo. Happy birthday. I play music, but I don't want to get a copyright strike, so happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Space Explorer 58. Happy birthday to you. I meant that, like, you had to be so skinny or be shamed. Not really. I mean, sure. There was definitely people that were like that, but the thing is that I'm going to be so real with you. This is the realest I've ever been on stream. It does not fucking matter what society thinks of you if you don't like yourself. It doesn't fucking matter if you have all the money in the world, if you have the greatest body in the world, if you're the smartest person in the world. If you're not happy with yourself, none of that fucking matters. That's why you see so many people who have all this money, all this stuff, all this thing, and they fucking kill themselves. It's because they're not happy with themselves. It doesn't matter what circumstances you have. You have to do the things that make you satisfied, fulfilled, and happy. Now, I'm not telling you to chase happiness as an emotion. I'm telling you to find the things that make life worth living, right? I like to stream. Despite the fact I'm exhausted, I like to get on stream, and sometimes I just sit here and I just yap for an hour. One of my favorite things to do all the time. I could be working overtime. Well, not really, but I mean, let's say I had a job where, like, I could get extra overtime unnecessarily, right? Because I don't need to, but I could be doing that. I could be making more money. I could become more, more financially better off, but that wouldn't make me happy. Society tells me that I need to work hard until I die, no matter what, but I'm taking time to myself. And the reason I'm doing that is because regardless of whatever society says or whatever anything other than me says, I'm choosing what is going to lead to my flourishing or lead to my satisfaction and fulfillment. Hello, hi Elliot. We're speaking some Spanglish here. Hi Elliot. Best of luck on your bibliography, biblioteca. But I've always been a guy where, and I've seen it time and time again. So like, if you tell me I'm wrong, I'm sorry, I'm not. Broken raspberry. I know everything's broken. Sorry. How do I put this? It doesn't matter whether you have all the successes as determined by society, money, fame, the most beautiful wife or husband or whatever, or big family, big kids, big house. None of that matters if you yourself aren't happy. The most happy people I've seen are the poorest. They don't have shit, but they have something that for some reason they're really well off. And I know what it is, but I'm not going to get into it. But the thing is that you have to make choices for yourself that lead to your own individual flourishing. And the thing is that if you don't have a particular circumstance preventing you from doing that, then you're making a choice to sit in the comfort rather than to move into the discomfort. And it's totally legit. Every other human being is struggling with the same fucking thing. That's why I'm a VTuber. I do VTubing because I don't know. I mean, I VTube because it's fun. You know, I think that if I were to do VTubing for anything other than just like having fun, it would rip all the joy and the actual thing I get out of streaming, which is hanging out with you guys and having fun. Hi, Bear. Hi. But at the end of the day, no matter what, if you aren't happy with yourself, it doesn't matter. Probably have to force myself to the gym. Nah, I don't think, like, you don't need to work out to lose weight. I mean, you can't outwork a bad diet. You can't, like, if you just add more healthy shit to your diet, you'll notice a positive change. It's weird. This may be a wild thing for a VTuber to say. Who cares? But I'd also recommend decreasing screen time. I've been doing it recently, reading again, and it helps with my mental health. Oh yeah, you're right, 100%. The more time you spend away from screens, the better. Like, I wake up, I go to work, I look at a screen from 8 to 5. I get home, and then I stare at a screen from like 5:30 to, well, depend, like 6 p.m.-ish to 10. It's not good. Not good, Patrick. Not good. But yeah, it's like, you know, you have to make those choices. Sometimes they're easier to make, sometimes they're harder. You gotta figure out what's important to you and seize it. No one's coming to save you. Only you can save yourself. There you go. Life lessons with Raz. Yeah. Sometimes I think about, like, what if I what type of VTuber am I? And I don't know. I don't know what the fuck type of VTuber I am. I'm not wholesome, but I'm also not like I'm not like, what is it called? Edgy. I don't know. I'm all over the place. It's weird. I like it though. It's fun. I would like to read books, but it's like my eyes strain whenever I read books, and it's just like, and the books I like to read, like, manga is like the exception. Manga is like, I can read that, no problem, but it's like, I have to read it on a screen. Otherwise I print it out and I spend like $30, and it's like, ugh. It's cheaper to buy the dang book, which is like, I don't know. Maybe I need to go to like Barnes and Noble and get like a, what is it called? Fucking get the manga there. If they sell it even. Maybe they do sell manga now. I remember they didn't sell, well, they had like a section for manga, and then they had like a section that was 3 times bigger for like ero, like dojins and shit. And it's just like, okay. I didn't know what a dojin was. I still didn't know what a dojin was, despite seeing it in because they're all in Japanese. I don't know what the fuck they mean, right? Until like someone was like, oh yeah, in Barnes and Noble they have like a smut section for manga, and I'm like, what? Or they used to. I don't know if it's still there, but it's weird. It's weird. It's cold though. I like it. It's not cold enough to where it's like, damn, like, you know, like when it gets to a certain temperature, you're like, damn, if I stand out here, I'll die. It's like, it's that temperature where it's like, if I put on a jacket, I can go for a nice walk, you know, like crisp walking weather. That's what it feels like. And I think, like, at the end of the day, cold walks are nice, but it's like whenever it gets down to like 30 or 20, that's when it's just like, don't go out, stay inside. If it's snowing or raining or anything, you're just like, okay, am I gonna die today? It's snowing here. Kind of jelly, not gonna lie. I like snow. Snow is one of those things where it's like, I don't like it when it sits there for like weeks, you know? Well, not weeks, but you know what I mean. I like it when it's like, you know, it snows in the evening, and then by the morning it's still there, and then by noon it's gone. I love that type of snow, where it's there for just a bit to enjoy it, and then it fucks off. Hate black ice though. That's kind of how it was today. Jealous. Ugh, jealous. Looking forward to it though. I mean, I honestly, my happy place when it comes down to winter or autumn or anything is like, you know, 40s to 60s. The iteration system is broken. I sorry for scamming you. But yeah, it's like 50 to, you know, 40 to 60 is fine. You know, like this morning it was like 42 or 43 or something like that. It was actually really nice. But like that's kind of the limit of like comfort, because then I have to like put on like, because at 42 I can put on gloves, I can put on a hoodie, you know, I can put on thicker socks, like, and I'll be perfectly fine, right? No big deal. But if it's like, if it starts getting into the temperature where like shit starts to freeze and snow, it's like I gotta put on an overcoat or something, and it's just like it's like I don't want to bother, it's annoying. But you know, it you know, there's pros and cons. I like autumn, I like fall, it's nice, it's pretty, can't complain, not even gonna lie. But yeah, I think I should actually talk about what happened in terms of like the OBS. So I was trying to add a bunch of stuff. I was also trying to test a few things, and I was moving things, well, not necessarily moving things around, but I was trying to improve things, and I was trying to fix things, like for example, the Twitch integrated throwing system, the raspberries that keep not getting thrown. Tried updating the software, and I'm kind of at that point now where I think I just need to like uninstall the entire damn thing and reinstall it, because it keeps fucking you guys over, and I hate it. And it's just like, oh, it's like literally my favorite thing on stream, and it's like I can't replace you. But that being said, was trying to fix a lot of things, and it just stopped working. It just started to die, and I wanted to die with it. And you know, that's how it goes. I'm trying to find my B12 gummies because they taste really yummy. Hi Raz, hi Cal, hi Hud, how are you? OBS is the worst broadcasting software except for all the others. Yeah, OBS is awful, but everything else is more awful. Hydrate, I got you, homie. I got you. Posture check, I got you. My posture is actually not that bad. But I'm not sitting up as straight. Yummy. Chocolatito Mirko. How you doing, Hood? But I tried adding so many things to like OBS. Well, not so many things, but I tried adding things that would make stream better. And it did two things. One, I did get it to work, but it added a layer of complexity I didn't like. And I'm very much so a person that I'm fine with complexity as long as it's necessary. If it's like, oh yeah, it's gonna do one thing, but I have to do 9 steps to do it, fuck that. I'm out. No thanks. And that's what it was. So it was adding it, it was removing it. What did you try to add? Can we have spoilers? So half of it was testing stuff, so things I wouldn't show on stream, and the other was like me trying to optimize things. So the things that I was trying to do that you would see is fixing some of the timings with OBS chat. Like I wanted to make the chat a little bit like smaller, a little bit more clear, fix some of the, because it's written in HTML, like fix some of the coding in there to make it a little bit more cleaner, make it a little bit better, just kind of make it like pop, you know what I mean? Just very minor things that if you weren't told about it, you wouldn't really notice, which is one of the reasons why it was so agonizingly frustrating for me. because I hate doing that. But the other thing was, I've purchased as well as gotten some like assets and other things from VGen and Etsy and other places to kind of see how they look. Not only just like, you know, for Raz 2.0, but also just like, oh, what can I do in the interim? Because it's like, I don't like keeping things, I don't like things being the same for too long, because I feel like it shows, oh, I'm being lazy as a streamer. And if you're like, damn, Raz, how did you read our mind? It's because I overthink. Anyway, I just woke up from a nap. Well, good morning, sunshine. I got orange juice in the kitchen and I got some bacon on the way. Honestly, kind of jealous. I wish I could nap. I need to keep drawing. I've been so busy. I know, right? I've been the same way. Like what really messed me up was these past 2 weeks where I got slammed with, well, primarily what happened was, well, I'm talking about work, like I made 2 mistakes and then a third one that kind of didn't matter. And that kind of fucked up everything because it made me go back and look through every single email, every single thing to make sure, hey, I didn't miss anything else. So sucks that I had to do that. However, now I'm on top of it because I had to go through everything to make sure everything's there. But yeah, I think my vision for Cal is starting to exceed my artistic ability. That's the best part. Like that's one of the reasons why, like, I'm very envious as well as extremely impressed by Marie and Jupiter making their own models, because the amount of effort and skill and talent and everything else that goes into just the art section is insane. Then you also consider the fact they rigged it. Just it's incredible how talented those girls are. It's insane. I did too. I forced myself to go in and get finished, send help with an assignment. You got this, Elliot. I believe in you. For real, yeah. It's like, for me, you know, I think that my big thing is I don't know if this is how I'm going to do it when Raz 2.0 happens, but, you know, there's obviously going to be a massive change, right? Because we're going to have branding, we're going to have all this stuff, right? So it's going to be pretty interesting. They rig their own models. Yeah, they're insane. And, you know, with Raz 2.0, there's going to be a different, you know, there's going to be a different brand, and, well, not really different. Well, you'll see. You'll know what I mean. I'm confusing you guys on purpose, but, you know, Raz 2.0 is going to come out. That's going to be fun. That's going to be a lot of good stuff. And then from that point on, I don't really have to worry about, you know, saving everything up, because what I've been doing is I've been kind of pouring all my time, money, and energy into Raz 2.0 to be this big thing. But, you know, you can only do so much as a small guy. So I've been trying to do my best to manage expectations, you know, but yeah, yeah. And it's also been a long time, so it doesn't really help. Like if it was only 3 months, like I would not give a shit, but it's been, well, a long time. But I will be honest with you, it's going to be worth it. Like genuinely, I will say this is the only thing I promise you. The only thing I promise you is that when you see Raz 2.0, you will be absolutely fucking gobsmacked with how wonderful it is. That is my only promise. And you may not like it, but you know how like someone like you don't like at work does something impressive and you're like, fuck, that was impressive. But like you don't want to tell them like that. Even if you fucking hate Raz 2.0, you're gonna be like, okay, I respect. Like you put respect on the name even though you don't like it, you know? I know the solution is to draw and rig on stream, but I still want it to be a surprise. I think that honestly, you know, from my side of the bench, I think it's what you want to do, right? If you want it to be a surprise, you have to also weigh it against the things you lose, right? Like there's a benefit in me talking about where Raz 2.0 is at in the development, where all the other things are in development, but it loses the magic. But the thing as well is that, you know, what magic do you really want to have, you know? Because think about it in the alternative too. Like it's really satisfying when I was watching Marie and Jupiter draw their models, and it's also free content. You get to be productive and you also get to stream. It's a win-win. Now, will you be as effective or as productive when you're off stream as you are on stream? No, you're going to be drastically slower on stream. But the thing is that like you get to show what you're thinking. And also, how cool would it be if like someone recommends like, hey, what if we do this? And it's really fucking good, you know? That's where I'm at, you know? Now, is there a benefit to both? Sure. But I think at the end of the day, you know, just do the thing that makes you happy, right? Like, yeah, like think about it from the perspective of a viewer, right? Yes, they're going to have a fantastically amazing moment when they see it completed for 10-15 seconds. But how amazing would it be if they were there the entire time and then they saw the finished product right at the end, you know? I may need to do it because I'm just not making time off stream. Yeah, that'd be fun. It's time to play some Peak. Hell yeah. Have fun, Hood. Have fun. Best of luck. Don't die. Remember, in the words of DJ, don't follow the lesbians. What a fantastic stream. God, I love being a streamer and just like knowing random things about other streams. We need clippers to clip you guys so that I don't have to like, you know, like sleuth around for stuff. But yeah, I think, you know, what do you have to lose? Like, honestly, like when you're weighing it against, it's like, what do you have to lose with drawing it on stream? Like if you draw it on stream, yes, the quote unquote surprise magic is gone. But instead of the surprise magic, why not have people literally be there for the experience, right? Like I remember like when Marie was working on the face and then she was like, nah, don't like this. And she literally redid the entire thing. And I was like, whoa, like I know that because I was there and that's a cool tidbit. But if she had done that off stream, I wouldn't have known. I would have just seen the final product. So it's really how you want to play it. You know, if you want to play the game in the sense that, you know, you want to show it all off at the end, that's cool. That's legit. But there's so many cons to doing that is it worth it, you know? You know? Speaking of, I do need to do a lot of stuff. I'm a bit behind, I'll be honest with you. Not just like on Raztavi, but with a lot of other things because I don't know. You know how sometimes if you have a job, you know what I'm talking about, where it's like, you know, you get home and you're like, okay, today's going to be the day I do this, the day I'm going to do that. And then the moment you take a shower, eat dinner and sit down at your table, you're just like you're dead. That's where I've been for a little bit. And I think it's because of the weather changing that it's really messing me up. Like I caught myself this morning. I was yawning a lot because I didn't get a lot of sleep. So that was already a loss. But I was like, you know, tonight I should do this one particular thing that I've been kind of like putting off a little bit for something. I was like, I'm going to do that today. Got home, ate dinner, took a shower. And I've just been sitting here just like, if I'm being blunt with you guys, I'm not even looking at YouTube. I'm just like sitting here and enjoying the cold weather. You know, and the thing is that you have to have time for yourself to just heal and decompress and everything. And that's okay, you know? And I'm also a consequence guy. Like I'm not motivated by anything except consequences. So if there's no consequence of me just sitting here and vegging, I'm going to sit here and veg, you know? And, you know, I think that there's the other aspect where, I know that everyone wants me to do it right, not fast, right? It's better to wait a long time for something that's worth it rather than get it soon and it's incomplete. And what I mean by that, it's not like, oh, well, like it's not done yet, so therefore I shouldn't show it. No, what I'm saying is like, if it takes you 2 months to do something, take 2 months and a few extra days to make sure you did it right. Because otherwise you're gonna have to go back and fix things, you know? And that's a frustrating process for everyone involved. But if you take like 9 months, right? And it takes for fucking ever, but it's really, really good. Like that's perfectly fine. I'm also behind on work, but the other day when I was planning on staying late, I went home due to the weather making me feel sleepy inside. It was raining in Orange. Oh yeah. It's been kind of like, not raining, but like kind of like drizzling here and there. And it's really that what like cold weather with a little bit of rain literally makes me fall asleep. It is so relaxing. So it's really hard. And then you add into the fact like today I was like, man, I'm really sad. And I was like, oh, I don't want to go to work. I want to go home. I want to sleep. I'm just like, oh, it's the seasonal depression. And once I realized, I was like, okay, I'm good. YOLO, what's up, Cal? How's it going? But yeah, it's, you know, there's costs, positive and negative with everything. And I think honestly, like with VTubing, I think that we're blessed in the situation where it's not our job, right? So there's no negative thing for fucking things up or getting things right or anything. There's no negative consequences, right? It's just like, yeah, if you make a mistake or if you do something wrong, you know, you just fix it, you know? So what? It's really nice. YOLO forward. Hi, Kyle. Forward. Fast forward. I hate seasonal depression. I can't focus. Yeah, like in college, it was bad. Like for me, I just like, My problem is I slept a lot. Like I actually set up my classes just for this, where I think it was my junior year I did this. No, it wasn't junior year. I think it was sophomore. No, it was junior year. Shit, I don't. Anyway, the point is that like one of the years I had I had classes in the morning, and I would like have 3 or 4 classes in the morning, and then I'd get out at like 11 o'clock or noon. God, I miss those days being done with everything at noon. And then I would go home after I would eat lunch. Oh, I completely forgot I used to do this. Wow. I would go and get fast food. I'd come home. I would get home and it would be like 1 p.m. So it would be the warmest part of the day. So I would open up my windows and I would just get in bed and I would nap for like 5 hours, 6 hours until the evening. Man, I'm starting to get depressed thinking about how fucking how good I had it back then. Man, half my meals in college were Panda Express, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A on occasion, Panda Express. Yeah, Panda Express is S tier. The black chicken. Sorry, black steak. I answered the question, how's it going? It's Ford. Hell yeah, that's good to hear, Cal. It's a SpongeBob. I know, it's like, because it's like I remember in college, like I had a moment where I was in those days where I was like sleeping like the afternoon. I'm like, there's people at work right now. Like I wish I knew what it was like being like I knew what it was like to work, but it was like work how I am now, like full time, like supporting myself type shit. Like I wish I knew what it was like being in my position now so that I could actually enjoy what I had back then. Because that's always been my fucking pain, is like, even last week I had the same thought. I was like, this is the hardest situation I've had to deal with in my career so far. And I'm like, in a month from now, this is going to be like the most dumb shit that I don't care about. And, let's say, for example, like 3 years go by and I go to another like job, right? I'm going to be like, man, I'm going to really miss where I'm at right now. And it's just like, I wish I could enjoy. What is that famous quote? Like, I wish I could enjoy the present, or what was it? No. I wish I could know when I was in the good times before I left the good times. I did not appreciate college when I was in it. I mean, I appreciated it insofar as like, I enjoyed the freedom, but I always had this like nagging feeling of like, I should be doing more. And honestly, like I guess you could, I don't know if this is a regret, but it's like, I wish I took college more seriously with my grades, because it would have made a lot of things easier. Actually, a lot of things easier. Just, oh boy. It wouldn't change a lot, but it would definitely, I'd be in a better position. I'll just say that. But I wish it's not that I didn't take school seriously. It's just that I'm a very terrible test taker, and I'm a very terrible, like, I'm good at doing things. I'm good at all the other things I really need, but it's just fucking test taking is horrific. Like, there's some classes that I took where literally my favorite class my college courses of all time, I got like an 89 in it. And I still think about that. Like, I still think about the fact I didn't get an A in that class. And it doesn't drive me up the wall, but whenever I think about it, it kind of pisses me off, because it's like, damn, what a missed fucking opportunity. I still did good, don't worry, but it's just like, I wish I did better. That's about it. But in terms of like, the grand scheme, doesn't really fucking matter. It doesn't matter whether you have a 2.0 or a 3.0, as long as you don't put your GPA on your resume, no one fucking knows. So, and if you have enough charisma and you know how to lie, you can appear very, very consummate and very professional, despite the fact you're an absolute dumbass. But that's how it is. Me for real, yeah, I know. But that being said, where I am right now, my job's good. I enjoy it. I enjoy the people I'm working with. I enjoy the work I do most times. There's some times where I'm just like, I don't want to fucking do this, but that's every job, right? And it's less time than most, so, or less often than most, so I don't have to do it all the time, Grad school's grades and stuff. Money. Did you do good? A. Did you do bad? B. Yeah, basically. Yeah. B is fail. It's pass fail. A is pass. B is fail. It's funny. But grad school, very funny. And the doctoral program is like, you're fired. Oh man, doctoral programs. You know, I've never met anyone that has gone to a doctoral program that got like fired. I've seen a lot of people like take an not MBA, but like get their masters and kind of dip out of the doctoral program because they're like, oh, this is shit. So wait, what was I saying? Sorry. Where it's like, oh wait, I just blanked. I read an email. Timu was telling me that they can't ship something to me, and it pissed me off because it's like, what do you mean? At least I got the refund. And they gave me a $5 credit because it didn't come in time. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I know a lot of guys who who went to doctoral programs, but they didn't finish the program. They just got their masters and then started like doing whatever. I know one guy, but he had some other personality issues. Yeah, it's, you either fit it or you don't. You know, either you can crack it or you can't. And you know within the first like 6 months whether like you can do doctoral. And it's not about being smart enough, it's about having the determination to push past all the bullshit. I think if you have that, you're fine. Sure, being smart definitely helps, but it's like, you know, have you read some of the papers people write? Like, you don't need to be that great, you know? Like, I've seen a lot of people who, like, no matter what profession, like, there's, you guys, like, physics, philosophy, everyone quotes, like, the same 15 fucking people, you know? And that's it, and no one knows who anyone else is, you know? And the only reason those 15 people get quoted is because there's no other paper that's better. But they're all so unimaginably, like obfuscated and confusing, and, like, you need to be, like, an expert on an expert to understand what the hell is going on, you know? It's crazy. Hi, next door. I originally wanted to do grad school for psych, but I have an issue with deadlines and papers, more so papers. Yeah, like, writing has never been an issue for me. Like, writing comes easy to me, thankfully. It's one of my gifts, thankfully. But it's like, I'll be blunt with you. Like, if I could just write papers, I'd be fine. But tests is where I just, like, my brain blanks out. Because it's like, people write questions that, I mean, I just overthink them. And my entire fucking life, everyone's told me, Raz, stop overthinking. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? It's like walking up to a veteran that saw his friend get, like, blown up in Vietnam, and it's like, bro, just don't have PTSD. Like, you know, how do you think that would go? You know? One published paper has a unit vector with time-dependent magnitude. Yeah, exactly. Hello, twin. Hello, twin. Hello, next door. How are you? I'm not gonna lie. I think it means stops overthinking. I think you're onto something, next door. The best cure for imposter syndrome is actually looking at the experts. Yeah, like, no one knows what the fuck they're doing, right? Like, there's so many people who also use ghostwriters, and also there's editors. Like, every good published person that you see in academia or otherwise did not write their paper 100% by themselves. They wrote the substance and they threw it to someone else to edit every fucking time. And they have them, like, I've seen so, like, and I've even proved it. Like, I don't remember what his name was. I think it was some fucking philosophy dude who was writing about a topic. And there was a discrepancy in the way he wrote stuff between papers, because the way he wrote in certain papers were completely different to other ways. And it was just grammar. It was the way he said things. It was the usage of certain types of, it was very obvious that he didn't write it. And I'm like, yeah, I fucking knew it. There you are. And it's like, I can't prove it, right? But it's like, I know, you know, I can't write anything unless I'm motivated, and that shoots me whenever I'm gonna, yeah, it's everything. Yeah. I mean, because the thing is that, like, the good news is that even if you hate writing, being a good writer is actually really easy. It's just understanding how to tell a story. That's it. That's the hard part about writing. Gotta go see, have a go, Macau. Yeah, like, literally, just once you understand what a topic sentence is, once you understand how to tell a story, that's it. Yeah, you're good. I let someone writes the supposedly trivial parts of my first paper so they could be a co-author, and they fucked it up so bad I don't like leaving writing to others anymore. Yeah, it's like, I'm not trying to say that other people don't understand and aren't as good, but the problem is that everyone writes in a different way. And there's very rarely the case where you have an editor or a co-author who writes or thinks in the same way you do, which it makes it difficult. I don't know, man. I write my thoughts on a piece of paper, tweak it, and I'm done. Yeah, I do the same. I mean, yeah. for me, like, you know, if I had to think about like what I wanted to improve in, I mean, even though I'm saying writing is all about telling a story, I'd like to become better at telling stories, because your writing is a reflection of how you think. And the more ordered your mind is and the more ordered your thoughts are, the easier it is to write, because that's all writing is. Writing is merely organized thought that's garbled down on a piece of paper, right? It's a speech that's written down. That's about it. And the more like organized your brain is in terms of like subjects and other things, and telling the story in general, really helps. But it's really fucking hard. But speaking of difficult things, streaming for too long. If I stream for too long, I'll cry. Also, I'm getting a headache, and I think it's because of the fact that like I think it's a stress headache. I don't know, we'll see. Stories are fun. I wish I could write mine the way I used to. My writing style has changed over the years, and it has gone from being not flowery but kind of open-ended to where it's now it's like Jill goes to the store, she looks at the apple, she buys the apple, she go, you know, like it's very like blunt to the point. And I like it because it's clear. It's like anyone can understand it, but it's also like, where's my flowery language? Ibuprofen based. That's what I'm gonna do. But I am gonna call it here. I do want to say before you guys go, Tylenol, Raz? No, ibuprofen's better. Marie, hi Marie. I was just like, I'm gonna go. You know what? How about, okay, we're extending stream. Okay, Professor, can I have an extension on the stream? Yes, Waz, you can have an extension on the stream. Hi Marie, how are you? Tylenol isn't for headaches, it's for fear. Yeah, it's also for like gum pain or like tooth pain and like muscle aches. I wouldn't know I'm allergic. Yeah, Marie, I was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna call stream here, but I was like, you came in, so I was like, I gotta extend it. See, how are you doing? At minimum, ask you, how are you doing? Hopefully you're having a good day. I'm having a good day. I'm streaming. I actually had like a crazy thought. I was like, what if I started streaming 7 days a week again? Like just to see if I could do it again. Like, you know how sometimes you ever like as a guy, you're like, man, I used to be able to do like 50 push-ups. Like, I wonder if I can do that. Floof. Floof. Oh, I actually forgot to talk about this. I saw the collab that Marie and Jupiter did with Otto. Oh, I followed him on Twitter and I still don't know how to say Otogune? I feel like I'm cursing his parents if I say his name wrong. I always feel that way whenever I'm trying to pronounce Otogi Nue. I was probably said it wrong regardless, but I thought it was fun. I thought it was like, because I haven't heard of the guy, like, well, actually, no, I have. I heard about him because you raided into him once. And then I heard like, oh, you're going to do a collab. And I'm like, really? Like, that's exciting. And then you guys were like choosing Repo. And I was like, ooh, that's fancy. That's interesting. I caught the beginning, but couldn't stick around. He seems cool. Yeah, he was like, I would imagine, like, he's what I want to be, right? Like, he's chill. He's cool. Also, like, he was saying, because he speaks Japanese. I believe he speaks Japanese and he's actually from Japan. And he's like, oh, my English is terrible. And I'm like, bro, your English is fine. What are you talking about? Like, your English is perfect. Like, not even an issue. Very exciting. I know, right? But I was watching the stream like off and on because I think I was streaming that day. I don't remember. But either way, like I was watching the stream off and on, and I thought it was great that like seeing you guys play Repo it's so like enthralling. His model artist is my favorite artist since high school. I think Bear was telling me that. Bear was like, yeah, like that, like that's the case. And I'm like, oh, interesting. And by the way, I went to his YouTube channel. He has like a whole freaking lore video, like an incredible lore video. Like he's even doing like a manga panel. Like the dude is just like on it. And by the way, he only has like 27 followers. You know what? We need to hold on. Like it kind of infuriates me that he doesn't have more followers, because he also has like a really good voice too. And it's like, how this is not possible. Hold on. We need to remedy this. Not followers. Hold on. He doesn't have his Twitch linked. Hold on 1 second. Okay. He linked the wrong. Okay, hold on. What's this? Here we go. I think that his Twitter handle is the same as his Twitch handle. 1 second. He's only been streaming for 2 months, so he's just starting out. He has been streaming a lot though. Like, to be fair, Like, he has been going crazy. He's Otogi knew it. Okay, hold on. I think I got it. 1 second, watch this. If this works, I'm a god. Hey, there we go. So yeah, please consider following him. Oh, for sure, he does stream every day for sometimes for like, yeah, like he is on it. Like, I thought I was on demon mode by streaming every day for like 6 months. He is like the thing about Japanese VTubers is that they do not know what a part-time job is or a part-time investment is with time. They're just like, you know what? If they do something, they're like, I'm going to spend 26 hours playing League of Legends and I'm going to down rank 6 times and I'm going to up rank 6. All right, guys, see you tomorrow. We're going to do the same thing. It's just like, how do you do this? I can't do that more than 2 unless I'm really into it. My issue with stream longevity is the fact this is the biggest con with me. I talk too much. If I learned the art of shutting the fuck up, I could stream for so much longer, but I don't. And I also realize that's one of the reasons why you guys really like coming to stream. So it's like kind of a catch-22. He did a 10-hour stream and then streamed with us for another. I know, right? Raz 12-hour stream, 1 in 2025. It'll be this year, 100%. 100%. 100%. 100. Keep 100 with you. I need to get better about actually streaming too. I'll get home and be like, nah, vibes are off and just lay in bed and read. Yeah, I mean, like, I definitely have those days. Like today was one of them where I was like, I was like, it's like, what, how cold is it? It's like 40 something degrees. It's lightly raining. I'm tired. I want to go to sleep, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to stream, you know? The only thing stopping him from 18-hour streams is the 12-hour YouTube limit. Yeah, it's like, the thing that sucks about streaming now is you can't get big by just streaming on Twitch. You used to be able to. If I started streaming in 2020, well, it doesn't mean I'd be big, but it just means like I'd have a better chance. 2018, way better. 2016, oh, amazing, immaculate. But the reality is, you know, you have to do a lot of things outside of stream just to do it. Like I've been trying to figure out ways, like this is my personal hell, is trying to do offline content, like YouTube videos, shorts and all. Like, I hate editing. I hate it so much. Like, it is genuinely like it's work. It's genuine work. And the thing is that, like, I don't like working unless I get paid. I'm one of those weirdos. So I'm like, oh, I'm spending 2 hours on this. Like, ugh, you got to do it for the love of the game. Got another false copyright strike on YouTube, so I'm done with that site for the time being. I feel that. Like, that's another reason why I'm not uploading anything on top of me being lazy and like, well, is because I don't want to get a copyright strike. Yeah. But yeah, I want nothing more than to do the typical VTuber stuff, but it's just like, I'm kind of tapped out, homie. You know? Because it's like, I was thinking this earlier. I was like, what if like I went like, what is it, Patrick Bateman, and just like got like a 12-pack, became a sociopath or psychopath, however you want to look at it. Like, would I have enough energy to do the things that like I'm complaining about? I've always wondered that, you know? Don't they have an AI system implemented now? Yeah, it's been there for a while. The AI system is terrible. It works like maybe some of the time. And whenever it does work, it all like it screws over so many people. It's just bad. But yeah, it's, you know, I try to keep streams to be under about 2 hours. I've recently been experimenting with doing 1 hour streams because it's like, if I'll guess I'll pull back the curtain, but it's like, if I do a 1 hour stream, I did not want to stream that day, but I forced myself to because I wanted to. And the thing that's funny about me is that like, you're thinking, well, Raz, that's going to lead to burnout. It's actually the opposite. Where if I force myself to stream after having like a really bad day or something, what happens is I end up making my day better, because what happens is I realize, okay, I wasn't really that bad, and I'm actually having a lot of fun. Like today, like I only planned to stream for an hour, but I had so much fun. I'm streaming for like almost 2. And that's the thing, you know, like I stream because it's fun and it brings me a lot of satisfaction. I wouldn't do it if I didn't want to. But if you're just like, oh, I gotta stream, and then like you're gonna die, you know. I gotta make sure to disable it on my channel before my next. Oh yeah, the auto dubbing. That's what it was. Yeah. Shingeki no Kyojin. Yeah. I hate that so much. The auto dubbing. They have like, if you post a thing in English, it'll translate to every other language and play. It's awful. I need to remember that I actually enjoy streaming when I'm backing a rough day. Yeah, it's not about remembering that you enjoy streaming. It's forcing yourself to stream and then you remember. Like, that's what I do. I literally was sitting in my chair and I was like, I don't want to stream. I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. But I hit go live. Here I am. And I absolutely worth it. Do I think sometimes I'm like, damn, like if I didn't spend the 2 hours streaming, I could have been doing something else. Yes, but what would I be doing? I don't play video games. Barely. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. I'm also like mentally adapting to the cold weather. It's funky. Happened yesterday mostly because Expedition 33 is a beautiful game. Okay, yeah, like not streaming because you need time for yourself is literally the best reason not to stream. Like I've done that. I've definitely like, I haven't canceled streams, but like I've definitely like taken an extra day just because it's just like, you know, I want to play this game. You know, I want to enjoy this game. And that's perfectly fine. Because at the end of the day, like streaming, you're not getting anything out of it. You know, you're not getting like, you are getting things. That's a lie. You're getting things out of it, but at the end of the day, like you're not looking at streaming as a job, like something to make money out of. You're doing it because it's fun and enjoyable. You don't go and play golf every single day and force yourself to do it. No, you go play golf when you want to play golf. You know, should be the same thing with streaming. You know. It's just that with streaming, if you want to like maintain your community and friends, like you have to actually stream, unless like you keep up with them off stream, you know? And it's one of those weird things, but it is what it is. My goal as a streamer has always been to be interesting first and foremost, and then entertaining at the best. And I feel like I've been fairly consistent on the first part. Entertaining, so-and-so. Wishy-washy. Juppie dipped out at the right time too. It's such a sad game and I was about to reach one of the roughest scenes. Ooh, smart. It's getting cold for a few days and going back up to the 60s. What is this weather? Sounds like you're in the best, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I had a joke, but then I realized it wasn't funny and I was like, eh, whatever. Sounds like you're going up, down. That was my joke. Yes, TikTok, brain rot. Drop top. We're in the same time zone. True. I live in Mexico. I'm currently in Ciudad Juarez. I'm currently chilling down here. I'm in the beach. It's currently 90 degrees Fahrenheit. It's great. Oh man. Am I in the right time zone? I may be lying. What if I'm actually European? How would you guys feel if I was actually British? Time zone sounds like someone hasn't seen the light of time cube. Ooh, I don't get it, but you just got burned. Maybe, I don't know. I will say I fucking hate daylight savings time. I really do. I really hate daylight savings time. I thought that I would enjoy like having more light on the drive in. No, fuck that. I don't like going home and then it's like lights out 10 minutes after I get home. You don't know time cube? Maybe I do and I just don't remember. I have a lot of issues where like I remember things, but I need to like look at it. Oh wait, is that the website thing? I appreciate seeing the sun in the morning. I mean, you're right. I think it's more so the case that like, I don't know. ¿Quién no habla inglés? True. Sí se puede. For me personally, like I would prefer sunrise when I'm getting up, right? As per usual, and then sunset about 2 or 3 hours after work. That's how I see it. And the reason why is because whenever dark falls, I just get really tired, very lethargic, and just like And it's now finally cuddle weather. And I have Lord Byron, but he only cuddles with me when we go to sleep. Do you have links enabled? I don't know. Try it. If you get like auto modded, I'll pass it. Ah, there you go. The time cube. The time cube is for sale. Holy, this is a schizo post and a half. I love it. An open mind is a shit bucket. What the fuck? Okay. This is what I wish 4chan would be. Warning, the time cube guy is very racist. If he wasn't, then he wouldn't be legitimate. I feel like in order to be like a absolutely unhinged like guy on the internet, like there has to be some sort of racism involved. Not for any actual reason, just as a circumstance, just like, oh yeah, they write all these like esoteric texts on 4chan and it's all about like, I don't know, My Little Pony and Friendship is Magic and how like one series is better than the other, and then they just don't like a particular race for whatever reason. It's just like, that's kind of how you know they're legit, because it's like you gotta have like, when you see a criminal, you expect them to have a gun or a weapon, right? Because they're a criminal, right? Same thing. Sounds awful. Yeah, it sounds like this is the time cube hits and has Basine counter died. Mail to timecube@yahoo.com. Not using a Hotmail email is like a little bit of lost credibility in my opinion. This is crazy. Oh, this is crazy. Thank you guys for oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. That being said, you know, my favorite parts of stream is the fact that I get to hang out with you guys. And that's why no matter what, like even on the darkest days, whenever I'm on stream, like you guys are a light. So never forget that. You know, we were talking earlier about like, you know, how do viewers see streamers? Well, I can tell you how the streamer sees you guys. And it's like, when I see you guys in stream, I'm just like, oh, hey, we're hanging out. And that's a good feeling. And I have a lot of fun. There's a Down the Rabbit Hole episode on him. It's very good. This kind of reminds me, I knew a girl in college who was like obsessed with like true crime. Like every serial killer, like she thought Ted Bundy was like the hottest man on earth. She had a few loose screws. I'll say that. And I just could not, I never understood, like, now I know I got a little bit of the tism for Sarah's Fauna. Okay, I get that. But to the point where like Ted Bundy, serial killers, and she had some outlandish like cope, like she would say, I don't remember what they were. All I know is that I remember she told me enough to make me go like, this is a person I should not associate with. Like this is someone I should back away from, and like do it in the most wholesome and most like clean way possible so she doesn't kill me. I'm alive, spoilers, but yeah. Jesus Christ, not him. It's like, I don't know. I mean, my world has completely turned upside down. Like, ever since I knew that there were women that find Ted Bundy hot, I was like, I have a chance. I have a chance. You know, I don't have to, I won't die alone, hopefully, quote unquote, you know, knock on wood. You met a personality? I know, right? Oh my God. Yeah, literally didn't meet a person. I met an NPC. I met an NPC before the NPCs were real. I also knew a girl who was really into tarot cards. And I thought that was wild. Truly someone out there for everyone. I know. I always think about that. I'm like, you know, is there like, because a very philosophical thought. It's like, I don't know like how big of a gap I would be cool with. I'm like, well, you know, if I'm 50 and they're 30, like, is that okay? I'm like, I don't know. But it's like, you know, you hit a certain age and you're like, the person that you are likely going to marry has already been born. Like, I remember when I was like 11, I was like, I wonder if the person I'm going to marry has been born yet. And it's like, there was probably a pretty good chance that like the answer was no, right? Because I was 11 fucking years old. Then when I was, 20, I was like, oh, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. I'm fine dying alone personally, as long as I have friends. Not me. If I'm gonna die alone, what the fuck is the point of me working so hard? Like if there was no, if God came down and was like, hey bro, I'm gonna give you the book of Job, but you're not gonna get anything in return, and like you're dying alone, fine. I'm gonna work until I have the things that I want, and then I am fucking off, and I'm just going to live the most neat life in the world. Because what's the point? I'm gonna die anyway. At least Jack the Ripper is a murder mystery. True, and they found out that Jack the Ripper was the barber, apparently. The Polish barber. Like, they figured something out. I'm not fine with dying alone. That shit terrifies me. Oh, right, yeah. Like, I think... The problem with me, though, is that I am unfortunately wise enough not to marry or be with someone that I don't truly care and love. Like, I'm not gonna settle. So that means, like, no matter what, if I just don't meet that person, and it's not like, oh, I have really high standards. No, it's like, I have really fucking low standards, okay? I have really fucking low standards. Sorry, it's a little bit of anger came out there, but it's like, it's better just to die alone, you know? Another philosophical question, do you believe in the one? I have a little bit of a unpopular opinion where I think that it isn't just the one. I think there are several. I think that it's true that there's probably, like, there's someone out there in the world that is most compatible with who you are, romantically, physically, everything else in the thing as well. But the problem is that, do I think there is only one person? No, I think there's a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people that can fit who the one is. I think that it's more important to choose someone that you're willing to die with and grow old with, you know? Like, you're willing to put up with, they leave cups on the counter instead of putting them in the sink. Like, you have to really love them. But do I think only one person in the entire world can do it? No. What if they get married? Then you're fucked. Yeah. It's like, I don't think that's the case. But also the other thing too is that, like, you don't need your partner to be perfect. You don't need your partner to be 100% compatible, right? Isn't that the general idea? I won't say a lot of people, but there are a lot of people who, well, yeah, there are people who believe that there really is that one person that they have like a quote unquote soul tie with. I don't reject the idea. I just haven't seen any evidence that would purport it to be true, which isn't a defeater for its existence. It's merely the case that it's why I don't give it credit. How can I give credence to an idea if I can't support it? That's intellectual suicide. So yeah, I don't believe in the soul. Yeah, I mean, like, the thing about it is, like, there's the romance part of a relationship, right? There's, finding someone attractive, finding them mentally attractive, finding them, to be romantically interesting to you, right? Then there's who they actually are. Do you enjoy joking with them? Do you like doing taxes with them? Do you like suffering with them? Do you like dealing with them when they're at their lowest? All these questions no one cares to ask. Like, you have to answer them. That's literally what you have to deal with. And the other question, they have to ask the same questions back. It's like, do I want to deal with Raz being this way? It's crazy. I think also, if that's how you think about it, you'll always have that question in the back of your head. Are they actually the one? Well, the thing about it is, no partner is perfect, but I think that I have seen enough to know that you'll know if they're the one. And I know that sounds such like hippie tarot card thing. Like, oh, well, you'll know. But I think it's true. My cat is enough for me. That's sad. I hope that you guys, get into long-lasting relationships that you find fulfilling. Being alone is not fun. I don't recommend it. But in all sincerity, continuing on, I've come to the consensus that there's no real point in searching, because if you're searching for something, you're probably not going to find it. That's been my experience. And your focus should be on preparing yourself and creating yourself to be the person that your partner would want. You know? Hi, Soma. So instead of focusing on, oh, where are they? Are they stuck in hell? No. Just make yourself presentable. Make yourself the person you want your partner to fall in love with. And then if they see you, they'll find you. And vice versa, you know? I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with being alone if it's not a big deal to that person. The reason why I'm so against it is because humans are social animals. And the same thing goes with relationships. You can be out of a relationship for a very long time. That's fine, that's normal. But to be alone forever means that you will never experience the next phase of life that you're supposed to experience. So there's an entire section of life that you'll never even know about. And if you make that choice, you don't want to do that, sure, that's perfectly fine. But that's if you make that choice. If you make that choice, cool. But if you're like, oh, I'm choosing it because like I give up, you know, that's a very sad place to be, you know, if the egg came before the chicken or not. What if the egg was the chicken? The chicken did? I don't know. My favorite answer to that question is, I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, man. So tired of being alone, I need to share the autism with someone. It's not really that. It's the fact that, like, we all pine to be, like, this may be a little bit of, like, a knife to you guys, but, like, being in a relationship is really, really nice. And there's a reason why people, even in the most horrific, like, relationships, they stick together. Because having someone that you can call your person, or someone that you can call your partner, or, you know, your other half, quote unquote, it's a really nice thing. And when you experience that, you start realizing, like, fuck, there really is more to life than this. And that's the pain part. My cat, I'm going to go baby kitty. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, like, you know, imagine you get home from work and you're really tired and your partner comes in, cooks you a really nice warm meal, massages your shoulder, and just sits next to you and you hang out and watch TV. Is that not something you want to experience? Is that not something you want to have? You know? I think a bad relationship is worse than a relationship. I agree. I'm just saying, like, there's a reason why people stay in toxic ass relationships. It's because it really, like, there's a lot to be gained. Despite the fact there's a lot being lost. Although I do concur. Yeah, that's why I'm single. I don't have time. I don't have patience anymore. Like, either you got it together or it ain't gonna happen, you know? Why do that when I come home and watch Raz? See, you get it. You can be in my walls. I love coming home and having Mitzi stretch in front of me and scream at me until I pet her. Ah, the best. I get home and, like, Byron will be like, hello. And I'm like, hello, Byron. And then I pet him a bit and then I go take a shower and he's like, I hate you. Starcraft X. Yes. Enjoy. But yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to be the resident, like, have children like Shinzo Abe, you know? I'm just trying to tell you that, like, I think objectively that being, like, aiming towards being married and having kids is a much better life than being alone. That's all. That's the entire point I'm trying to make. Because that's what I believe in. Is it true? Maybe not for you, but it is for me. We need a Mitzi and Lord Byron stream. Yeah, I'll mail up Lord Byron. Send it all the way into... Actually, no, I don't even need to mail him. Marie can just open a portal. It's no big deal. Does that mean that if Marie wants to kill me, she can just open a portal to my room and stab me? Oh, sorry. I thought she was behind me for a second. It freaked me out. The power of the portals. Sounds like asking for Lord Byron to be attacked by Mitzi. Kids. Yeah, either you like kids or you don't. I love kids. Kids are awesome. They're assholes, but, like, they're lovable assholes, you know? If Mitzi attacked Lord Byron, I think he would just, like, run away. That's all. The Shinzo Abe thing ran as drawn out bit with a friend group. We still talk about the doohickeys. Yeah, it's like, you got a meme, right? Memers got a meme. My voice is going hoarse, yeah. I'm kidding, I love kids, I just don't think I'd be a good parent. Well, that's a good indicator that you'd be a good parent. Because you're like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, this is good. That's why I'd feel sorry for any cat with Mitzi. Well, if you... Well, if you broke idol code and you got a partner, then Mitzi could beat up on your partner. Train him for when you kick his ass, or whoever it is. Whoever it is his ass. English is such a funky language. You're like, I've been preparing for this moment. Bodyguard, exactly. I cannot be a good parent. My wife watches me as I introduce my kids to Armor Core. I think it's fine. It's like dads with fishing, right? It's like, you know, I think it's fine to let your kids in on those things that are like your weird tism things, you know? Will I let my kids know I'm a VTuber? Probably not until they're older, just because like they won't understand, you know? My cat could protect me from any potential partner. See, you get it. Yeah. I mean, you could also protect yourself. I heard that you're a mean, lean killing machine, Murray. Punch the partner. PTP, punch the partner. I will not let my kids into the internet until they're 16. I think it's fine for them to access the internet, but they need to be extremely guarded. Like, they need to be watched. Because the thing is that, like, I had unrestricted internet access, but I'm a smart kid. So it didn't cause me any problems. But the problem is that, like, I anticipate that, like, because I had such an easy upbringing for myself, like, my kids are going to be awful and they're going to be dumb. They're going to be like, how do I make a pipe bomb? Oh, I'm going to blow up the kitchen. Like, ugh, you know, I don't think being aware of shortcomings is sufficient for parents. Yeah. Is it ever enough? That's the question. I've seen things, man. So have I. Womp womp. You see someone die. Oh, whatever, you know. It's like, it's like, you kind of get desensitized. Exploring the internet together with your children. Yeah, like, you know, like, what was that program? What was it called? There was a program where, like, it was teaching internet safety, and it was geared towards kids. And it was like it was a CD you bought, and you put in oh God, this is a fucking long time ago. And, like, it taught, like, not safe, it just taught you things about the internet. I'm desensitized to a lot of things. Yeah. I mean, being desensitized isn't a bad thing. It's just recognizing why. Like, I'm desensitized to a lot of things, but I still have emotions for them. It's just like, I know there's a time and a place, you know? Showing my kids Live Leak. Live Leak wasn't even that bad. You had to look for the bad stuff. So I'm glad that, like, the vast majority of people didn't see the most horrific things. So I'm not even going to talk about it. That's, like, how bad it is. But yeah, it's, you know, everyone has a limit. And the thing is that with children, you have to decide what's acceptable and what's not. And whether it's something as severe as Live Leak or something as simple as whether they have, you know, access to Google, right? You know, I think ultimately the internet should be at the beginning for children, just like a thing to have fun on, you know, playing games, maybe watching movies or, you know, films or something like that, but never just like give them an iPad and just fucking like most kids are nowadays. Like, no, let them be bored. Kids need to be bored. That's like the biggest lesson that a lot of parents are losing. Kids need to be bored. They need to be bored. If by some accident I do have kids, they won't touch the internet until they're teenagers. I mean, I think that, like, I agree, but I think it's not about stalwarting them and keeping them gated away from the internet, because you can't protect them. They're going to get access to it. What, you know, it's like, oh, my kids will never smoke pot, and it's like, oh, well, they smoke weed with their friends. It's like, you know, they're going to get around you. It's about preparing them and giving them the ability and understanding of why things are bad and why not to do things. And with the internet, it's like, yeah, you know, when they're really young, yeah, obviously, like, protect them, guide them. But when they're getting into the age where they actually, like, oh my God, they're thinking, right? They're hormonal, they're all over the place. You know, you need to guide them. You're not going to be able to control them. I mean, well, you can control them, but, like, you don't have total autonomy over their choices, right? So it's like, you want to give them the tools necessary to make good choices, right? Because kids don't know what the right choice is unless you tell them or you teach them. And a lot of kids think they know what they're going on, but they think they know because they don't actually know. You know, how do you know if you don't know? And it's like, you don't know. And that's the problem. That's the paradox with kids, you know? I've always been under the impression that you have to have at least some leeway for freedom, because the moment they get the taste, it becomes a habit. It's not about giving kids freedom that makes them go crazy. It's about they don't have a good foundation, right? Vasectomy sounds a lot simpler. You're right. But it's like, it's about giving your kid a solid chance at life. And the way you do it is give them foundation. You know, some people choose religion, some people choose logic, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You need to give them a foundation for them to know right and wrong, good and bad, what they should be striving for, what's actually important, what's actually valuable in the world, and give them little, you know, bumper wheels that they can bump into walls and learn things, you know, fail in a way that's safe, right? And if it's not safe, make sure the risk really outweighs the reward really outweighs the risk, you know? They have access to computer by grade 5, depending on the school system. Well, yeah, because it's like, because I'll be honest with you, having a computer for work or for school is completely different to like your personal computer, right? Like my personal computer, the one I'm on right now, like I have games, I have all this weird shit on there. But for like my work computer, I only have work stuff. So it's just having that divide, you know. Probably the smartest thing to do would be like make sure that your kid only plays on consoles, you know, because like consoles don't have like social media. You can only play games on them, and that's by design, by the way. So it's like, yeah, get them a PS5 or whatever, get them an Xbox, let them go fucking crazy, and then, you know, make them become associated with a computer being for work. You know, you can teach them all these things. Now, will it work? Not necessarily, but you just gotta try. And the thing is that kids are smart, and you have to give them the benefit of the doubt, and you have to trust them even though you don't want to. And you have to give them the benefit of the doubt even though you really don't want to. It's really just social media that I think is super harmful. Social media is harmful. It's not that social media itself is harmful. It's that we don't receive and don't have training for how to interpret social media. So what's happened is that social media has become this massive phenomena where everyone uses it, but no one knows the rules. It's just this wasteland. And, you know, if you realize that online everything's fake, everything becomes a lot clearer. Like why is someone crashing out on Twitter about someone? There's probably a profit incentive, or they're kind of fucking crazy and that's why they're going off. Because reasonable people don't do that. Reasonable people hash things out quietly and behind the scenes. But if you don't learn that, you don't know what's acceptable. And then if you teach yourself, if you're wrong, you have these foundations and systems that are completely blurred, right? It's like in Japan, like, and I saw a documentary on this where it's like, there are some girls that expect guys to reply to text messages within 5 minutes. And if they don't respond within 5 minutes, like they get dumped or they get like abused or whatever. And I'm like, homie, I'm at work. What do you want me to do? And it's like turn on your location. You can see me at my desk in the office. You can see me at my desk. What am I doing? You know, it's like, whoa. And it's like, you can't win, you know? And that's what social media is now. But I'm privileged in the fact that I grew up without the internet. So I know what actual human interactions are like. And then with social media, it's like how it's so different. But if you only grew up with social media, you have no fucking clue how normal interactions are. It's crazy. Me watching people's dog water, taking opinions on social media instead of watching on anime, you get it. Yeah. The only social media I use now is my Cal Twitter. All my personal accounts are off my phone, and Cal Twitter has it for you. Yeah, like there you go. Yeah, like if you aren't able to mentally deal with it, either because you're unable or just unwilling, which is 99% of the time, like not even gonna lie to you, based. Have to get going. Good night. Good night, Marie. Get some sleep. You're going to sleep early tonight. Are you sleeping earlier than normal? Are you so based that you're sleeping so early, like you're sleeping an hour early than you normally do? insanely based. Insanely based. But anyway, good night, Marie. Thank you for coming by to the stream. We always tend to get on these weird philosophical questions on these Zotodons, huh? Maybe I need to spice things up and talk about other things. Just getting ready for bed earlier. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Well, at any rate, thank you for coming by. Hopefully you have a nice, restful, what is it called? Downturning? Or anyway, like the, gotta do the skincare. By the way, skincare. Last tangent, because ads are coming up, and that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna end stream there. I can't do skincare. I tried it. I hate it. JoJo Part 7. Oh, like, you know, like when you're winding down. That's what it is. Enjoy your winding down time before you go to sleep. And of course, good night, Marie. Have a good one. Take care. Have a good Tuesday. Tuesday's gonna be a good day. I promise you. And if it's really bad, it's okay. It's gonna get better. Ah, downtime. There we go. Winding down time. Yeah. My skincare routine is lotion, and that's it. My skincare routine is none. I feel like I should, though. I feel like, I don't know, like half of me is like, I should just say fuck it, whatever. I just start, you know, aging and whatever. Well, I say start, but anyway, you know, like I age, whatever. I'll just try to age as gracefully as I can. And then I'm like, well, what if like I could look a year younger, you know? Sometimes I remember this my cleanser. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. You know, I think that ship has sailed for me. The best I do when it comes down to like winding down is like, I'll lay in bed, you know, like me, like what I've been doing recently is, so I need to be asleep by 11. It's 9:12 p.m. right now. Like at 10 o'clock, that's when like I turn my computer off, or at least I try to. I turn my computer off, I sit in bed, and I just kind of sit there and I scroll on TikTok or whatever, and just like lay in bed and relax, you know? And it kind of helps. I want to get better at it, but there are other things I'm trying to fix about my habits first, and I'll fix that. Yeah, it's like you can't bite off too much, otherwise you start choking, you know? And for me, it's like my thing has been, I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of things that I need to improve on, but it's trying to figure out how and then actually doing it. That's obviously annoying and frustrating, but it is what it is. But JoJo Part 7. Excited for Tarkov 1.0. Have you been playing Arc Raiders, Soma? And if so, how do you compare it? I'm curious. But yeah, it's like for me, I'm very much so a guy who, I like simplicity. No. You haven't got to Arc Raiders yet? I feel you. I'm a guy who's very simple. I don't like complexity. I mean, there's definitely some things that I like that are a little bit more complicated than others, but I typically err on the side of like, I'm very boring. I wake up at the same time every day. I go to work. I come home at roughly the same time every day, depending on traffic. You know, I try to eat the same things because it's cheap or whatever, you know, or rather cost effective. You know, I stream at the same time. Like, I'm very predictable, you know, or at least I try to be, you know. I'm very boring. I was thinking of like going out though. I was like, what if I like go to a cafe, you know? See, does Raz have Riz? Yeah, imagine me walking up and trying to hit on women. Ugh, that's not gonna go well. That would be like, I would need to wear like a GoPro and just like have a cringe compilation of me being turned down each and every single time. My nighttime routine has been finish my homework, brush my teeth, do some art, then lay in bed as I play Stardew. That's pretty base. That's honestly really nice. I'm a fan of simplicity. I'm the same way. Yeah, it's like, that's another thing that like kind of frustrates me is like, how do I put this? I want to do the things that other people my age are doing, but I don't have the energy or the desire to do them, so I don't. But I feel like I should try them and I should do them just to know that I don't like them. Because what if I'm missing out or whatever? But at the same time, it's like everything is so prohibitively expensive that like genuinely it would cost an arm and a leg to do it more than once or twice, like a month. And it's just like, is that something I want to do? I could be spending that on VTube. Anyway, rant. My nighttime, yeah, that's much healthier. I agree. You have cafes. What land do you live in? The United States, the greatest country on God's green earth. Also, the only reason I kind of enjoy Tarkov is because of complex gun assembly. The tism is strong. However, ads are going to be hitting here in about 50 seconds, so we're going to go ahead and end stream here. I know a little bit of an abrupt end to the stream. However, if we don't abruptly end it, we will keep going for hours. That's just how we are. But as always, I do want to say, before you guys click out and all that good stuff, please remember to get your tuna for Lord Byron. And also, thank you for coming by and talking about all this good stuff. A lot of fun talking about complex as well as simple stuff. But also, you know, it's nice to just have a nice, calm stream. And, you know, for me, I was able to relax a little bit. I was able to just kind of let my wings fly. And honestly, really happy we had this stream. Try to escape from Duckov. I don't like extraction shooters no matter what. I thought we. However, what I am not sorry for, and what I'm very happy about, is thank you guys for being here, for making this night really fun. Because without you guys, these streams suck. So if you're like, oh, today was a good stream, just remember you did that. I helped, but you did that. But as always, thank you guys for coming by. Make sure. Oh, it's a single player one? Actually, I didn't know that. I'll write that down. Anyway. You guys have a wonderful day. I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow. We'll see how it goes.
Everything gonna be airy.
Everything gonna be airy. We got about 5 seconds, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. You guys take care. Have a good night. See you back. Good night. I'll see you later. Good night.